AI can do a lot of things. Big surprise to no one, right? But really, it can write poetry, drive cars, even compose music. And that's all well and good, but what if it could do something a little more impactful? Like, I don't know, help save the planet? Sound outlandish? Maybe runs counter to what some folks worry AI is doing to our world. Well, it's true. Artificial intelligence is helping scientists better understand animal life and protect the species that call Earth home. Because every photo we snap, every video frame, every image taken deep in the forest contains more information than we could ever see with the naked eye. Patterns, relationships, behaviors, spectacular stories hidden in plain sight. And now with the help of AI, those stories are being uncovered in real time. I'm Matt Stessner, and you're listening to Now at Ohio State. We talk with researchers, innovators, and bold thinkers who look at our world, see what the real challenges are, and create the solutions that people need now. Continuing our AI series, in this episode, we're talking about how artificial intelligence is helping us see nature in entirely new ways through something called Imageomics. It's a revolutionary field of science that combines biology, computer vision, and data analytics to unlock secrets hidden in the images we capture of the natural world. Ohio State professor Tanya Berger-Wolf is the director of the National Science Foundation-funded Imageomics Institution. As a computational ecologist, Tanya's work fuses computer science, wildlife biology, and social science to better our world. Here she talks with our Ross Bischoff about how AI is transforming ecology, from understanding why animals behave the way they do, to helping close the world's biodiversity data gap, to ensuring this technology is developed ethically and responsibly.
Tanya, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you, Ross, for having me.
Can you give the audience an idea of your research and first explain what a computational ecologist is?
Most of my career, I've been working with ecologists who are biologists, wildlife biologists who are interested in understanding behavior of animals in the wild. And so for most of my career, I've been focusing on developing computational approaches that answer these questions of why do animals do what they do, right, in the field, in the wild. Because computational has fundamentally changed how we study everything, including nature. There's tons of technologies today that allow us to look at nature, to sense nature, to get data about nature in many different ways, and it's exploding. So how do we use all of that to really answer fundamental scientific questions, and then also the very translational ones of what does it mean for the world? But my focus always has been on developing techniques that allow better data collection, more modalities, more ways to collect data and get sense out of that data to really answer these questions. Why do animals do what they do? Or why does the natural world look the way it does, and what does it actually mean?
In the fall of 2021, it was announced that Ohio State was awarded a $15 million grant from the National Science Foundation to create a new scientific field of study, Imageomics, and you were named the director. Can you explain what Imageomics is, what it offers to our understanding of biology, and how it relates to artificial intelligence?
Biologists have been observing the world and understanding the living world from their observations for centuries. This is the very first way how we started science. Look and see and understand. With the development of different technologies, such as microscope and telescope, we have been able to look at more things better. The natural evolution with the expansion of digital cameras and satellite imaging, and yes, better and better microscopes, is that images have become the starting point for a lot of the science that is done in life sciences and biology. Yet majority still is done by human observation and the human deciding what is a biological trait. Why is this cell a cancer cell potentially? Or is this tomato a good tomato? Imageomics is indeed a new scientific discipline. It's a field focused on understanding biology of organisms, particularly traits and phenotype from images. With the development of machine learning and artificial intelligence, we've recently scaled our ability to take in millions of images and process them and say whether it's a cat or a dog in each image and put a bounding box around each cat or a dog or zebra and say that it is a zebra and even identify individuals if we're using the technology that we've developed. But yet, with all of that, it doesn't come quite to the point of because. So why is this species of bird? Can we develop machine learning methods that not only tell us this is the species of bird, but get to the because point? This is this species of bird because this is a cancer cell because it has this structure observable in the image. AI still hasn't been able to get to the point of because. Why did you make this statement? So on the one hand, we need to develop all of this capability, but then if we do, not only we will be able to re-identify traits, recapture the knowledge that humans already have about the natural world, but maybe find scientific discoveries, find traits that humans have not seen, find some structures in the cell that tell us this is the cancer cell, right, that we may have missed. The exciting part of imageomics and the way we envision it, the omics from images, right? This whole thing of what biological insight, biological information can we extract from images is that we probably, hopefully, excitingly, can actually get something that we would not be able to see with our eyes at all. And then that would lead to new knowledge, new understanding.
And so with that knowledge, how does that lead to conservation efforts?
We are in the middle of what has been termed the sixth extinction. We're losing the world's biodiversity at an unprecedented rate and scale. There's estimated 1 million species, at least, that are threatened with extinction. 1 million may not seem like a lot, but it is about 10% of the total estimated number of species in the world of all the animals, plants, and fungi. I want that to sink in a little bit. 10% of the world's biodiversity is threatened with extinction. That's huge. And the problem is that these are really broad estimates because we have a huge biodiversity data gap. We really don't know precisely what we're losing and how fast. And we don't have data to know which policies should be put in place and whether the policies that are in place are working. So the first order of business for me as a computational scientist, as a data scientist, is to help fill this data gap. We have technologies that have been developed that bring in new types of data at scales that have not been seen before. So we have autonomous vehicles underwater, on the ground, and in the air. We have satellite imaging. We have sensors on animals' bodies and standing in the environment, taking pictures, camera traps, or acoustic sensors. And by far the most untapped source of data are these little smartphones, little cameras that we all are carrying these days, or many of us are carrying these days, that create by far the largest stream of data about the natural world. From all of these streams of data, one is we need to be able to augment and increase, particularly where we're missing data. Not only that the data that we have is incomplete, it's biased. It's hugely biased to particular regions of the world, to particular species, and to particular times, right? We take many more pictures during the day than during at night. The areas of the highest biodiversity in the world, the tropics, actually where we have least data from most data sources. And in general, we have little data about cryptic species, so species that are good at hiding in the environment, obviously. Rare species, species at the edges of their habitats or at the edges of the ecosystems in general. and almost no information on the millions of beetles that are out there. We're biased. Getting the information, getting the data, and then extracting information out of that data is probably the fastest way that we, computational scientists, can help save the world's biodiversity. These same foundational approaches that we're developing in Imageomics to answer scientific questions and extract information out of images will also contribute to our understanding of biodiversity of the world and the drivers of biodiversity change, and enabling policy and action to save biodiversity, to mitigate the impact of the global changes on the world's biodiversity, and even monitoring the impact of these policies. Are they working? Are we doing well? Should we be doing something else?
So Ohio State is doing a lot with ethical AI and using AI for great purposes. Can you just tell me what excites you about artificial intelligence and maybe what concerns you?
So everybody has heard about some version of AI. So that means that the push to regulate is a lot stronger, even though it should have been there for a while now. And so that translated into a lot of policy making. And Ohio State is involved deeply in both federal and state policy conversations, and more globally in conversations about what should regulations around AI look like, what does ethical AI mean. The particular aspect of concern for me is AI as AI and biodiversity, not surprising. So we need to make sure that all the methods that are created, all the data that are collected, respect the local norms, local rights, and local data rights specifically. And that the solutions that are then deployed also do not prioritize resources for AI at the expense of resources for local communities. That the same technologies that accelerate our ability to mitigate environmental impact do not create a bigger environmental risk themselves, because increasingly AI has environmental cost. It has a not insignificant carbon footprint. It uses water, it uses energy, it also uses rare metals for hardware. It uses human expertise, right, which is very expensive. It uses money, it costs money that maybe should be spent somewhere else rather than creating a fancier AI solution for something that we already know how to do in much simpler ways, maybe. I really fundamentally believe that technology can only be useful when it is a trustworthy partner in a conversation. It's not technology alone, it's not humans alone that are going to solve all of the big challenges that we're facing as humans or as a planet. It has to be a partnership, technology, AI, and humans addressing those challenges together.
What's so interesting to me about Imageomics, as somebody who's never considered himself a scientist, is I could be a citizen scientist in this, right? I could participate. Can you talk about citizen science with regard to Imageomics?
Everybody can take a picture, right? All you need to do is tap that screen or click that button. And with that, you can contribute to science, you can contribute to conservation. All of these posts on different social media platforms of, hey, I just saw a whale shark. I swam with a whale shark. We can actually turn that into data about biodiversity, about the migration patterns of these whale sharks, of the population size fluctuations, and connected to temperature of the water and the changing patterns of the currents, and seeing are they affecting these migration patterns, and so on and so forth. So that one video, that one picture can contribute to our understanding.
So if somebody did want to contribute as a citizen scientist, are there any apps you would recommend, websites you would recommend? How do they do that?
If you're a bird lover, then ebird.org, the word bird.org is a great app, great site and a great app. You can download from there to track birds across the globe and report your observations. For more general nature observations, iNaturalist.org, so the letter I, the word naturalist.org, has an app. Wildme.org is a nonprofit that I was a co-founder of and was on the board of directors for many years. WildMe merged with another big tech for conservation nonprofit, Conservation X Labs, so we're now part of Conservation X Labs. So wildme.org has many wildbook platforms that are accessible from there where you can report observations of animals that are individually identifiable. So if you want to know what is that whale shark that you saw on your Cancun vacation, you can upload your videos and images directly there, and it will identify and actually will let you know, oh, that whale shark, that one is MXA 700. It's been tracked for the last 12 years. Here's all the information that other people have reported about it. So it kind of gives you a little bit more personal view, and it also contributes to different type of data about animals that are individually identifiable. There is also Zooniverse, is a platform where citizen scientists can help enable machine learning on top of these data in many different ways. So if you want to spend some of your time helping label data, looking for stars in the universe, in images of galaxies, that's another direction as well.
Tanya, thank you so much for this. Brilliant as always.
Thank you for having me.
AI is often seen as something futuristic, distant, mechanical, abstract. But in the hands of people like Tanya, it becomes something profoundly alive. By using AI to interpret images from satellites, cameras, and our own smartphones, researchers are uncovering patterns that could help protect endangered species, even help preserve ecosystems before they disappear. It's yet another reminder that this technology isn't just about machines. It's about understanding ourselves, our planet, and the countless forms of life we share it with. And knowing that sometimes the smartest technological systems we build are the ones that help us see the natural world more clearly. Now at Ohio State is produced by The Ohio State University. For more information, visit us at go.osu.edu/now. I'm your host, Matt Stessner. Thanks for listening.